Launching his manifesto today, President Mahinda Rajapaksa said that he is prepared for constitutional reforms. The manifesto has been titled Mahinda Chintana Lower Dinana Maga.
The manifesto of UPFA presidential candidate President Mahinda Rajapaksa, titled Mahinda Chintana Lower Dinana Maga, was launched this morning at the BMICH in Colombo. The President first presented copies of the manifesto to the Mahasangha and multi-faith leaders.
சர்வ மத தலைவர்களிடம் கையளிக்கப்பட்டது. மக்களுடைய அபிமானத்தை பெற்ற தலைவராக ஜனாதிபதி மஹிந்த ராஜபக்ஷ அவர்கள் இட்ட இலக்கை நோக்கி பயணிக்கின்ற ஒரு பெரும் தலைவனாக இந்த தேசத்தின் எதிர்கால இலக்குகளை நோக்கி.
The President stated that the vision of this manifesto is to ensure that all people reap the benefits of development.
Election promises are simply documents that are forgotten in a few months. For the first time in political history, it has been proven that Mahinda Chintana is not a document that is forgotten. We say what we do and we do what we say. We do not need to repeat our promises on water, electricity, roads and infrastructure for the villagers. These are all the things that we have accomplished in this country.
The Mahinda Chintana Lower Dinana Maga manifesto reiterates that the policy of the unitary state will be continued and that room will not be allowed for secession or attempts to destabilize the country. The manifesto also pledged to initiate a transparent mechanism to ensure justice and fairness within the prevailing legal framework in the country if the human rights of any citizen of the country were violated during the humanitarian operation. The President also guarantees in his manifesto that he will continue with the non-aligned foreign policy. The manifesto reads that the entire parliament, comprising of all public representatives from all parties, will be turned into a constitutional assembly in order to enact a constitution which represents the aspirations of the people. The manifesto also pledges to amend the executive presidency as per the decision of the constitutional assembly to remove weaknesses in the parliamentary system and maintain positive qualities. The manifesto also reads that the president is committed to continue to protect the freedom and independence of the media.
I wish to say with pride that I have hands that have not given a single casino license or bar license. But today, lies have suppressed the truth.
The Mahinda Chintana Lower Dinana Maga manifesto also pledges to establish a special security platoon with the assistance of the army to tackle drug smuggling and major crimes. The manifesto also pledges to establish a special criminal court to speedily hear these cases and mete out punishment. The President also pledges to introduce a new housing scheme that will guarantee the right of all public sector employees to have a home of their own. He also pledges to introduce a strong health insurance scheme for the private sector. The Mahinda Chintana Lower Dinana Maga manifesto also pledges to maintain economic growth at above 7% by 2020 and to increase per capita GDP to $7,500. The manifesto, which also speaks of a river for Jaffna and a reservoir for Elephant Pass, further elaborates on the plan to supply water for the entire nation. The manifesto also pledges to enact the education bill adopted by the All-Party Representative Parliamentary Select Committee and to enact the new Teacher Service Constitution in 2015. The manifesto also reads that the drug policy, which a previous health minister was unable to even save a copy of on his computer, will be reviewed in line with the Senaka Bibile policy and will be implemented. The manifesto also pledges to introduce a national sports policy aimed at making Sri Lanka a prominent country in Asian sports. Mahinda Rajapaksa also pledges to create 500,000 jobs for the youth in the coming 5 years. The President also hopes to launch Sri Lanka's first communication satellite by 2020.
I will never allow the fear of death to rise in the minds of the mothers of this country once again. The joint development program that we have implemented cannot be halted midway. That is my responsibility. Remember that my hand has never signed any agreement that is treasonous to the country. I only have one agreement, and that is the Mahinda Chintana.
The President also responded to allegations of nepotism.
Nepotism. I came into politics as part of a family. We accept that I am from a political family. I do not need to deny that. But we have not made money from it. All of us had accomplished a significant task for the country. I ask your permission to remind you and address a question that should be asked from your hearts. Imagine what would have happened if you did not entrust the country to me in 2005 and 2010. Imagine what the situation in the country would be like.
අද මේ රටේ තත්ත්වය කොයි ආකාරයෙන් තිබේවිද හඳු. ඔබේ අපුවට කට්ටු කරලා අහන්නකෝ.